Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. Today we got a treat for you. We have all the cards spoiled for the new Lord of the Rings Holiday Edition, I guess, which is the reprinting. Well, I don't want to say reprinting. Um, in November-ish, they're coming out with a new Lord of the Ring collector box with new art and other things. Same Lord of the Rings set with some new cards, new art. I don't think they haven't said anything about any serialized cards or anything, but there are special cards in the boxes. There's a Hildebrandt series of cards, which I love Hildebrandt, um, to be fair, and then there's also some really weird full art cards. But then everything else will be the normal Lord of the Rings stuff, which is going to be interesting. So we'll have to see what else we end up with. With that said, I'm going to open two boxes only. I don't I just don't like this set and the whole Lord of the Rings thing with a second printing and a lot to go into. I like Lord of the Rings. I just don't like this product in particular. So won't get into it too much, but all the cards that are going to be new have been previewed. So let's take a look at what the new cards are and what they look like. So we'll start off with my favorite part, which is the Hildebrandt cards. So as we get started, don't forget comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell and all that good jazz. Helps keep the channel sponsor free. So the Hildebrandt cards are going to be reprints of older cards with Hildebrandt art. You can see here we have a different kind of Witch King, and this is on the art of the packaging. Witch King and I guess the King of Rohirrim, maybe. But it's the Abysmal Persecutor. 4 mana, 6/6 flying, trample. You can't win the game. Your opponent can't lose the game. This is a reprint. Diabolical Intent reprint with Hildebrandt art. This is Hildebrandt, by the way. Excuse me. So Diabolical Intent reprint. Treebeard, Eldest of Ents. This is the name of it, but it's actually Doran the Siege Tower. So, typical card. Again, a reprint. Everybody knows what it does. 3 mana, 0/5. All your creatures butt fight. Um, Other Hildebrandt cards, we have the Tower of uh, Kurith Ungol, I think is how it's pronounced. Basically an Urborg reprint. So we're going to have Urborg. We have Worship getting a reprint here. Not sure what scene this is supposed to be. I know they're all Hildebrandt scenes, but like what it's supposed to be in Lord of the Rings. But anyway, um, Hildebrandt's got such great art. Can't say that enough. So anyway, moving on. Also, we have Sylvan Tutors getting a reprint at Mythic. Tempt with Discoveries getting a reprint. That one is a green and 3. It's not a well-known one. It's an uncommon. You do Tempting Offer. Search your library for a land card. Put it on the battlefield. Each opponent may search their library for a land card. Put it on the battlefield also. For each opponent who searches their library this way, search your library for a land card and put it on the battlefield. Then everybody shuffles. So you get one. If anybody else gets one, you also get one. Timber Protector reprint at rare. Green and 4 for a 4/6. Other tree folk get +1/+1, and other tree folk and forest you control have indestructible. Pretty decent card. Great art. Again, love Hildebrandt. Just can't say that enough. We also have Second Harvest with a picture of old Tom Bombadil sporting there. This got real popular there for a while. 2 green and 2 instant. For each token you control, create a token that's a copy of it. Soul's Attendant. 1 white, 1/1. Whenever that creature enters the battlefield, gain 1 life. Basically from the Soul Sister deck. Stonehoover Giant. I think it's from Lorwyn. Notice there's no names under these. That means the name of the card is the actual card, just the art is different. So, Stonehoover Giant, yeah, whatever. Moving on, we also have Pact of Negations getting a reprint. Um, Really good card. Interesting to see this get a reprint in Lord of the Rings. River Kelpie, this is an oldie. This is from Morrowind, I believe. 2 blue and 3 for a 3/3. Whenever Whenever the Kelpie or another permanent enters the battlefield from a graveyard, you get to draw a card. Whenever a player casts a spell from a graveyard, you get to draw a card. It also has persist. Seasons Past is getting a reprint. Good picture there of old Gandalf, and I believe that's supposed to be Bilbo. Um, 2 green and 4, returning number of cards, different mana values from your graveyard to your hand. Put Seasons Past on the bottom of the library. Oh, excuse me, it's early. So, some pretty decent cards, I guess. The Hildebrand art is phenomenal. Um, but again, not some of the best reprints I've seen. I mean, Pact of Negation's good. We have Shieldred, whose lair is death, which is actually a green and one. It's Ishkana, the Grave Widow. I'm sorry, the Graph Widow um, reprint, which is kind of cool. 3/5 reach, delirium, all that good jazz. We have Theoden, Strength Restored. That's a white and 4, which is actually just Kenrith Returned King at Mythic, which is kind of cool, but he's had a couple reprints already. Myriad Landscapes getting another reprint. God, just stop already. It was just in Commander and Masters. I mean, good lord. Um, yeah. Anyway, there's that. Uh, we also have the Elvish Harbinger. Great art with this one. Explorer's getting a reprint, uncommon, not too bad. Hammerheim is getting a reprint, which is Edoras, capital of Rohan, which is legendary land, taps for red. Creatures lose all land walk ability. Very interesting choice there. So those are 3 more pretty decent cards inside the set. Other cards will be borderless poster cards like you see here. We'll go over those next. These are cards that I am not really a fan of. They're hard to read. The art's just not my thing. I mean, half a dozen one, 60 other. If you're into it, have at it. But uh, in this art style, we have Andurin, the Flame of the West, which is the sword from the set. We have Aragorn, the Uniter, um, which is probably one of the better laid out cards, but I still don't like the art. Arwen, the Immortal Queen, which if you're supposed to be able to read this on this stress, like this is just awful looking. I mean, maybe it'll be cool when I see it in person and easier to read, but this just looks awful. Way too much text to be doing this kind of crap with it. Um, Moving on, the other ones we have is Tom Bombadil himself. Now this kind of looks cool. He's kind of all, how do you want to say, tripping out. We'll say that. So that kind of looks cool. Witch King of Angmar. That's kind of okay, I think. Again, so much text and how they're putting it on there is just ugh. These cards are so hard to read. It's gonna be definitely a commander thing probably because there's gonna be judge calls on these things constantly. Anyway, next we have Storm of Saruman. That's actually kind of a cool looking card. I'm not gonna lie. And then we have this is the One Ring. It's really psychedelic. That's a good word. I haven't used that in a while. Very psychedelic card. I could see the appeal to this, especially in foil. Because it would be very rainbowy and flashy. We'll have to hope. Maybe we'll pull one if we're lucky. In those 2 boxes, that's being real lucky probably. But so we'll see how that goes. Watcher in the Water. This is straight out of Rick and Morty. It looks like ugh. Just not a fan of this thing. That or some cheesy hentai. Anyway, moving on. The other cards we have Sauron the Dark Lord, a legendary creature. I know it's not a. Oh, okay. Blue, red, black, and 3. God, see how these card layouts are just gonna be awful. I mean, this card looks cool, and in foil, it's probably gonna be pretty neat, and very colorful, like the ring. So it might be worth a little something there. We have Shadow of the Enemy. This is just atrocious, in my opinion. I mean, maybe you're into this, but I'm not feeling this. And then we have Spiteful Banditry. It's a good card. It's got real popular lately. Um, Not terrible, but I mean they could have done better with this. I'm gonna be honest with you. But if you're into this, so be it. I mean, people must be into this, right? Because they're doing secret layers like this, and people must be buying them. That's why they keep doing these kind of arts, maybe. Anyway, moving on. The next cards we have is we have the Palathnor of Orthnak, which is God, it's a lot of text again. Whatever. We Radagast the Brown. I like the art, but the words and stuff are so hard to read. But this art seems pretty cool. Sour Man of Many Colors. Yeah, this is just atrocious. Um, I mean, maybe other people will like it, but this is just god awful. Anyway, the next cards we have the Hugh the Entwood or whatever it's called. That I think that's red mana. Jesus. Um, I mean, the art's interesting, but again, hard to read. Last March of the Ents, this is really cool. Easy to read, nice art. I like this one. This was not bad. We have Mount Doom, Legendary Land. This is kind of cool. Even though there's a lot of text, it's easy to read, so I do like this one. This one might be worth a good penny. Then we also have Crown of the New Age. Don't remember that card, but I think that's an uncommon maybe. That just looks awful. Ugh, that's just bad. Gandalf the White. Um, the art's really cool and all this splashy stuff, but I don't know. Like, I'm kind of tore on this one. Um, Glamdring. Lots of text, hard to read. I mean, better than most cards, so I mean, I'm gonna give it a probably a C. That one seems okay, I guess. So there you have it, guys. Those are technically the new cards. All the Hildebrandt cards are going to be reprints from older sets, and then the poster cards will be cards from the set with new art. Um, I mean, the typical cards in Lord of the Rings that are worth value are going to have value. Maybe some of these cards will have some value in the long run. It's hard to say. We'll have to wait and see. The market's not doing well right now, and this might not be well received with the massive reprint that they're trying to do. I know not many people that I'm aware of are buying these. Like I mentioned, I'm only going to get 2 boxes to open just to have a couple to open on the channel so you guys can see a few of them and then go from there because I think I can probably move 2 boxes worth of cards relatively easy and break even, hopefully. God, hopefully. But we'll have to wait and see. We didn't see any rings, soul rings or whatever. It'd be interesting to see if those actually are in the set. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But anyway, there you have it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I do appreciate it. Stay tuned tomorrow. We got a real special one for you. So until next time, be kind. And as always, hope to see you across from the game table. Later, players.